Hello everyone, it's story time. Actually, today this is not exactly a story. This is a nonfiction book. So as you know, nonfiction books are true. This is a book that's going to teach us about seeds. The name of it, A Seed is the Start. This is the title of the book, and the author is Melissa Stewart. There aren't illustrations in here, they're mostly pictures taken with a camera. Here are some words to know. So it's important that you listen to what these words are so you know what their meanings are. Please take a moment to get to know these words. Understanding what they mean will help you as you read the book. Berry, a small, round, brightly colored fruit. It usually has many tiny seeds. A burr, a rough, prickly covering that surrounds some seeds or fruits. See that one? That looks like it would hurt. Fruit. The definition of a fruit, we eat fruit, we love fruit. But the definition of the fruit is the part of a plant that holds seeds. Think about some of the fruits that you like to eat. Do you know where the seeds are? On the strawberry, they're on the outside. And in the orange, they're on the inside. A nut. Did you know this fact? A nut is a fruit with a hard shell. Most nuts just have one seed. So the acorn that the squirrel eats, if you were to plant that, the big brown part, it would grow into another tree. So remember, a nut is a fruit. Seed, the part of a plant that can grow into a new plant. It forms inside a fruit. This is a pomegranate. There are many seeds covered with a juicy coating. Now over here you see some peas and they're in their pod. A seed pod is a fruit that holds many seeds. When it is ripe, it splits open and the seeds are released. A seed is the start of a new plant life. Bury it in soil and watch it grow, grow, grow. What happens when you plant a corn seed? First, the seed coat splits open. Did you hear that? A seed has a coat on. Is it like your coat? No, it's not. I'm being silly. Then a root pushes down into the soil. It soaks up water and minerals, which are the nutrients it needs to grow. Next, a shoot pokes up out of the soil. The shoot stretches towards the sun. And then the corn plant's first leaves spread open. They collect sunlight so the plant can make food and keep on growing. Plants grow best when they have their own space. That's why seeds have many ways of traveling to new places. When a seed sprouts under its parent plant, it may have trouble growing. The young plant may not get enough sunlight to make its own food. Yeah, this one is right next to its mommy. So this shade is going to keep it in the dark a lot. It's probably not the best place for a seed. When many seeds sprout close together, young plants struggle to survive. Some may not get the water and minerals they need. So you see there's a lot of ones here. And they're all going to be needing food and they're all going to be needing sunlight. It's very hard. Seeds fly. Dozens of seeds form inside a milkweed seed pod right here. How do milkweed seeds fly through the air? Each seed has dozens of light, silky hairs. And when the wind blows, the wind lifts the hairs up, 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 and it carries the seeds through the sky. I bet you all have made wishes on this. Each dandelion seed grows inside a hard brown nut. The nut's long stem is attached to a clump of silky hairs. The wind can blow a dandelion seed up to 500 miles. Seeds spin and glide. Maybe you've noticed these on trees around where you live. When this red maple fruit is ripe, the stem will break. The fruit will spin and spin like the blades on a helicopter. It may travel the length of 2 American football fields. After the fruit lands, its tough coat slowly breaks down, and then those seeds can grow into new trees. Look at these Asian climbing gourds. These fruits are the size of basketballs. They grow on vines in the rainforest of Southeast Asia. When a gourd cracks open, hundreds of seeds take flight. They glide through the trees. After a seed lands, its wings slowly rot away. Then a new vine sprouts. That's amazing. Seeds tumble and spill. As a Russian thistle's fruit grows, the plant dries out. The leaves turn brown. Then its stem breaks away from the roots. When the wind blows, the plant rolls across the land. People call it a tumbleweed. A tumbling tumbleweed scatters its 250,000 seeds far and wide. After the red petals fall away, hold on a second. I think I have to start here. While a poppy blooms, a small round fruit forms inside the flower. After the red petals fall away, the fruit grows bigger and then it dries out. When the stems sway in the wind, seeds spill out of the holes at the top over here. And if they land in dark, damp soil, they will grow into new plants. Seeds splash. Marsh marigolds grow near ponds and streams, swamps and marshes. After they bloom, seed pods form. When the seeds are ready, the pods split open. During summer storms, raindrops strike the seeds and knock them into the water. Splash! The seeds float to new places. Wow. Look at this beautiful, beautiful flower. Living stones grow in dry, sandy deserts. It's easy to mistake them for rocks. Look at that. It does look like a rock. Until the flowers bloom. When the seed pods are ripe, they wait for rain. When it finally falls, raindrops splash the seed pods and pop! The seed pods burst open. Water surges over the seeds and then washes the seeds away. Seeds float. Have you seen yellow irises growing in gardens? A lot of people love these flowers, but irises grow naturally in wet places like this lake in British Columbia, Canada. After an iris flower withers away, a seed pod forms. When it's ripe, it breaks open. The seed pods drop into the water and they float away. Imagine a snowstorm of seeds. That's what it looks like when hundreds of cottonwood fruits split open at the same time. They have these at the Queen's Botanical Garden, and if you go there when the seeds are bursting, it looks like it's snowing. It looks so crazy. Cottonwood trees grow near rivers and lakes. Their tiny, fluff-covered seeds land on the water and travel to new places. Seeds drift. The red hamburger bean vine. Hamburger bean? I've never heard of that before. I just learned something new, children. The red hamburger bean vine grows in the rainforest of Central and South America. When the seed pods are ripe, they split open, and 2 1-inch seeds fall out. How did the red hamburger bean vine get its name? From the look of its seeds. It does kind of look like a red hamburger. When the rain falls, the seeds are washed into streams and rivers. They're swept into the ocean and can drift for thousands of miles. If you've ever been to Florida and you've seen a palm tree, you know that this is a coconut. People plant coconut palms in all kinds of places, but they grow naturally on warm, sandy beaches. Each coconut fruit has 1 seed inside. That big coconut has 1 seed. When the fruit is ripe, it falls down, down, down. It might land in the ocean, or it might hit the ground and then roll into the sea. Air pockets inside a coconut fruit help it to stay afloat. How cool is that? It can drift on the currents for days or weeks or months. The seed inside the coconut, right here, has begun to sprout during its journey. Now all it needs to do is to find a place to land and grow. Seeds pop. Look at these lovely little flowers. You'd never guess how a Himalayan balsam sends its seeds into the world. When a breeze blows or an animal passes by, pop! The seeds burst out in every direction. Do you see them going everywhere? They may blast up to 15 feet away. A sandbox tree fruit looks like a small pumpkin, but when the fruit is ripe, it explodes into thin pieces. Bang! The sound rings out through the rainforest. That's something new I learned too. I did not know that seeds could go bang. Each piece contains a large, flat seed. It blasts through the air at speeds of 150 miles an hour. I wouldn't want to get hit by that. The seeds may travel the length of 7 school buses parked end to end. 7 big school buses. Seeds hop and creep. How does a seed hop? Wild oat plants often pop up in wheat fields. Why do their seeds have a long bent tail? Do you see it over here? That's the seed. This is the seed part, and then they're calling it a tail. Well, they have them so they can move away from the parent plant. See how part of the seed's tail is twisted? It's twisted like a nail. As it winds and unwinds, pressure builds up along the straight tip. Finally, the tip springs forward and the seed jumps. Over time, it hops, hops, hops across the ground. Some seeds creep. Look at the lovely blue cornflowers. That is very pretty. As their petals dry out, fruits form inside the flower. Then the fruits fall to the ground. Each fruit has a seed at one end, and there is a tuft of stiff bristles at the other end. When the air is dry, the bristles shrink. On humid days, the bristles swell. Thanks to these tiny movements, the seed slowly creeps across the ground. So when it's dry outside, they get smaller, and when it's wet, they get bigger, and it helps it to move a little bit. It's not like moving like we move. It depends on the weather. Seeds hook and cling. See the bulging fruit below this burdoc's pink flower? Do you see that? There's a pink part over here, and then down here, there's a big bulge. It is surrounded by a spiky covering called a burr. After the flowers fade, the fruit dries out, and its burr turns brown. I have a burr in my garden from one of my coneflowers. A burdock burr has lots of tiny hooks. Do you see what this is? And it's stuck. When the fruit falls to the ground, it splits open. Then seeds spill onto the ground. It gets caught in the fur of animals, and the animals carry it to a new place. Queen Anne's lace grows in fields and along rocks. As its fruits ripen, they curl up to form a ball. Each fruit has 2 seeds on the inside. It has dozens of sticky spines on the outside. When an animal passes by, the fruits cling to its coat, and the animal may carry the seeds for miles. Isn't that a beautiful picture with those clouds? Seeds ride inside. There's a bird eating a berry. There's a deer eating some berries and leaves. And here's a bat eating a piece of fruit. This bird, called a fieldfare, can't resist eating a tasty rowan berry. As it flies from place to place, the seed is inside the body until the bird poops it out. Then the seeds land in a new spot. In warm parts of the world, many bats eat fruit. Their bodies break down the soft, sweet pulp, but not the hard, tough seeds. And each time the bat poops, they spread the seeds to new places. Because berries are small, a deer doesn't have to chew them. That means the seeds stay safe as they pass through the animal's body. A few days later, the deer poops out the seeds far away from the parent plant. Seeds ride outside, too. When ants find a bloodroot seed, they don't eat it. They pick it up and take it for a ride. Where are they headed? Back to their nest. Look at how scary they are when you see them up close like that. Boy, oh boy, I'm glad they're not big like us. The ants share the tasty food packet on top of the seed. Then they dump the seed in their waste pile. That's like a garbage can. That's good news for the seed. It's surrounded by rich soil full of rotting material, and it's a perfect place to go. In the autumn, gray squirrels collect hundreds of nuts and seeds. They carry the food to safe spots, and then they bury it. During the winter, squirrels eat some of the nuts and seeds, but they forget about others. In the spring, the leftover seeds sprout, and they will grow into new plants. Some people, like me and you, collect the seeds of plants they like. They take the seeds home and grow them in their yards. Other people buy packets of seeds at a store, and then they plant the seeds in their gardens. If a seed lands in a good spot, it sprouts. It grows. Then it grows into a plant that makes more seeds. When an apple seed sprouts, the tiny new plant stretches towards the sun. As time passes, the plant grows larger and larger. Now it looks like a young tree. And when the tree is old enough, it begins to produce flowers. Then fruits develop within with new seeds inside. An apple tree can produce hundreds of apples each year, and each apple can have up to 10 seeds. How many new seeds can an apple tree make in 1 year? Thousands of them. Next time you eat an apple, take out the seeds. Maybe you can plant them somewhere. That's the end of this very informative book about seeds. Did you learn anything new today? I sure did. I learned that there is a hamburger bean. I never knew that. I loved how everything was explained. So we know now that seeds can move by water, they can move by wind, they can move on somebody's fur, they can move when they've been eaten and then they get pooped out. Can you think of any other way that they can move? Which was your favorite to learn about? Now I want you to be on the lookout for seeds when you go outside for a safe walk, or if you're eating something in your house like a strawberry, look for the seeds. Have a wonderful day. Bye.